Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Another week is done. My name is Josh, and this is the Skype for Business recap. Of course, as the name insinuates, this is a weekly show where I try to go back over all the hot news of the week in the Skype for Business Microsoft UC community. So that's the premise of the show. That's what we do. Sometimes we throw a little bit of sarcasm in. Sometimes we just try to have fun with things. But I always try to cover things on a semi-serious note. I don't want any of you guys to start taking me too seriously here and set the expectations or raise the bar too high about what you should expect from me. So, we got to keep it low key. But at any rate, on my handy-dandy board behind me, you can see this is the Skype 4B recap. That hashtag should send you to all my previous announcements on Twitter for shows that have been broadcast. And a couple key things here that we'll be covering today. First off, at UC Expo, the Twitter handle for UC Expo, and we're going to be talking about that in a minute here. And then the hashtag MCSE. Got some news there as far as exams, etc. So let's start digging into that, shall we? I've got a very serious announcement first. This is something we all need to pay close attention to and really stop and ponder for a bit here. Let me switch screens. Now, as I do this, please be warned that we are going to go into some crazy infinity screen thing before I get over to the screen I want, and I apologize for that. I still need to fix this setup here. Oh, there we go. Boom. All right. Mr. Anthony Carrigal, one of the MVPs in our community, Office Servers and Services MVP. He is now Canadian, apparently. At least that's what the recruiters are under the impression of, that when they're out there shopping for Canadian citizens for specific Link Architect roles, and this one being 100% remote. Nice, Anthony. He is one of the candidates that bubbles to the surface. So, as you can see, his take on this is that he was... the assumption was made that he was Canadian based on the fact that he's so handsome. I'm not going to weigh in on that. That's not an area that I care to go. But I became curious at that point. So what? Is there some unfair assumption here that Canadians are just inherently handsome? I don't understand. Inevitably, Ken Lasco's name came up in the conversation. He is a Canadian-based. I guess I've been more Canada-based Office Servers and Services MVP, and he's got the Hoff, David Hasselhoff, as his profile picture. So there was some back and forth jabbing, quipping there, but at any rate, it was good stuff. So yeah. Moving on past that, congratulations, Anthony, I guess, on that evolution in your citizenship. So. All right. Moving on to the MCSE Communications. This is the Microsoft Certified Solutions Expert cert. Many of us have the cert. And previously, this cert, there was a couple different paths to get it. You could go the Windows Server route and then augment the Windows Server certification with your Link Server 2013 exams. Now, the other route was to get the Office 365 MCSA, which includes exam 346 and 347. And now, those two exams are still part of this path, but the Skype for Business exams are finally fully out there. They're no longer a preview phase. They are now an actual exam that you can go and register for. Exam 333 or exam 334. As you can see, as far as optional training, we've got a course already available for 334, the core solutions. However, the enterprise voice piece, they're still working on that course, I guess, as far as getting that content out there for us. And it was something that just grinds my gears. I go up here and I look at certifications and exams, and I come over here into server and it still says link, and I realize a lot of people are going to recognize or remember or think of the product as link still, but can't we at least get like a slash Skype for Business or or I don't know. It seems like we could start changing up. Even on TechNet, I still see the link as the category for a bunch of different things, and I'm like, if we're moving forward, really embracing the whole rebranding thing, let's do that here too on Microsoft's own sites. But I don't know. Maybe I stand alone in that opinion. Whatever. So if you're ready to go and update your certification, go for it. Make note that your MCSE communication is still valid if you, assuming that it hasn't expired yet. The certification with the link exams is still valid. So, but if you just want to get with the times and get certified on these exams specifically, they are there for you. So, next thing I wanted to jump into here was the UC Expo coming up here. Tom, another MVP in the Office Servers and Services category. Tom Arbuthnot, he works for Modality Systems, and he is based out of the UK. He is a frequent speaker on different shows and at different conventions and conferences. Pardon me while I log into my side machine here to get my notes back up. But he has shared that he will be speaking at UC Expo, which he has pointed out here is the largest unified communications and collaboration event in Europe. So it's a pretty big deal. This isn't a Microsoft-specific conference. Obviously, Microsoft will be present. And as Tom points out, his speaking session is going to be in the Microsoft Modern Workplace area. So, but a good thing to note, if you are in Europe or UK, anywhere on that side of the Atlantic, and you are looking to attend this conference, it's coming up pretty quick here. Today's the 8th. It starts the 19th. It's 11 days away. So the 19th and 20th in April in Olympia, London. And Tom is going to be speaking, of course, about Cloud PBX. He has been hammering that topic home in several different discussions and interviews and stuff lately, doing a darn good job at it and really evangelizing that part of Skype for Business Online. So should be a great session to attend if you're able to make it. Brief session, 12:40 to 1:10. And on Tuesday, the 19th. So, guys, make sure that if you are in the UK or you're in Europe and you can make it over for that, please do. Should be a good session. So, all right. Next up here, UC Call Flow Manager Andrew Morpeth. Man, I'm just on a run today of hitting up about every single MVP out there. Andrew is another Office Servers and Services MVP. Huge part of the community, very active out there and on our social media channels, constantly sharing content, building up other community leaders, and of course strengthening everything with his own contributions. So Call Flow Manager, something he's been working on for a while, and it's coming much closer to fruition here. It is still in beta, a read-only beta, although from looking through some of the comments on this post, I can see that he has went and added some, where did he say? He added some create update features have been released with version 1.0.6. Now, Call Flow Manager, what is this here? He's given us a handy little 5-minute demo on YouTube here of how to set this up, but here are some of the key features that we've got. First and foremost, complete management of your response your response groups, your workflows, queues, groups, business hours, and holidays, and he puts them all into a single interface rather than the 3 that it takes to manage them currently. So that is huge simplification of something that could potentially be a little bit overly complicated. The interface, fast and quick to navigate. You can switch between hunt group and IVR mode at the flick of a switch, which is pretty cool. It extends the IVR functionality a bit there. Easy management of business and holiday hours. You can even bulk import holidays and from CSV and calendar, your ICS files. So that's pretty handy if you've already got all those exported to a CSV. And then you can manage phone numbers through an inventory. So that's another really awesome feature of it. Phone number management is a big deal for many organizations. Some of them might be using complicated or sketchy spreadsheets, and this might be a much more clean way to do that. And then, of course, user management with the template policy groups. As you can see, there are some very, very cool features, very helpful things to people on the enterprise voice side of the aisle that especially are working in response groups and need to set this up and manage a rather what could be complicated environment. So very nice work on this, Andrew. We're very excited to see it finally be fully released. And I know there are many people eagerly kicking the tires on the beta versions already. So be sure to check this out. All these things that I'm showing you, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I copy the URL up top and then throw that into the description on the YouTube video. So we will get the link to this right here so that you can go read about Call Flow Manager, download it if you want to, check out the release notes, and hey, if you're feeling generous and find this tool very valuable, donate to help in all the efforts that Andrew has put out there. So good stuff. That was actually about the bulk of the topics that I wanted to cover. No, it is not. I did want to talk about a couple more things. The Skype show, episode 4, was this last week, April 4th, Monday, I believe that was, yes. And it was a very good show. It had a presentation by Mark Vail at the beginning, and he is at Unified Vail on Twitter, and he's also one of the co-hosts of the show. So he had the intro presentation. He was followed by yet another Office Servers and Services MVP, Thomas Poet, and he gave a very good and thorough explanation there. And then we moved on to wrap things up on the show with an interview with Mr. Jamie Stark, the Skype for Business product manager over at Microsoft. And so that was a very good and lively interview. Got to have some good questions thrown out there. Gained a little bit of insight into what's ahead. Of course, there were some things that Jamie couldn't let us know about that we, of course, want to know about. That's just the nature of the business there. But it was a great interview, very good show, very good episode. And as of yesterday or this morning, the episode is now available on Channel 9. And I will, of course, put another link out there. Here it is, Channel 9, Episode 4. And we even have the topics that were discussed. Thomas's topic was geographically dispersed edge. And then, of course, new Skype for Business features and roadmap type discussions took place with between Mark and Jamie. So that was a great episode this week. Lastly, April 1st, that was the date of my last show, but I didn't mention it then because kind of announcements were rolling in as the show was being recorded. But that was one of the quarterly renewal dates and also new award dates for MVPs. And there was a good handful of MVPs that I noticed got renewed. They shared their updates on Twitter and LinkedIn. So to all of you MVPs who did get renewed in the Office Servers and Services category, and beyond that actually, but I'm mainly focused on that category. To all you guys, a huge congratulations. It's always an accomplishment, whether it's a first-time award or a renewal. You guys have worked hard for them. You've put a ton of effort into the community, and we thank you so much for everything you do, for helping us get through our deployments and troubleshooting our issues every day with your content. Very valuable there. I do not believe there were any new awards given in the Skype for Business link area. I don't think there were any this quarter given out. So yeah, but there were several renewals. So again, huge congrats to you guys, well deserved, and we're glad that we have a strong community. I would dare say, with the exception of maybe C#, the Skype for Business community is just super strong. We have a very tight-knit group that I see constantly helping each other, and it's a huge valuable tool for us. So again, congratulations to you guys. Let me move back over. Boom. There we go. All right, so it's been a great week. I'm looking forward to a restful weekend, and I hope you all are too. And we will be back here next Friday morning with some more news, some more content, and yeah, the year is shaping up nicely. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope that we'll see you back here next Friday. Adios.